July 31 is not an ordinary day. It carries within it a vibration that few recognize, but those who do can feel its power deep within their core. Known as the 77 activation portal, this date holds a profound spiritual and energetic significance. The number 7 symbolizes introspection, divine wisdom, and inner mastery. When it appears in triple alignment 7 to 7, it signals a cosmic moment, an invitation for awakening, and a gateway to transformation. But this isn't about superstition or mysticism. It's about understanding energy, intention, and the power of spoken word. Everything in life is energy. Your thoughts, your emotions, especially your words. Each of them vibrates at a certain frequency. On a day like July 31, the energy around us is heightened. Think of it like a window that opens wider than usual, allowing light to flood into places that have long been dark. The key question becomes, are you ready to step into that light? What most people fail to realize is that we activate our own portals every single day. Through our focus, through our choices, through the language we speak into existence. And when days like this arrive, they serve as a mirror, magnifying whatever energy we hold. If we carry fear, fear is amplified. If we carry intention, that too is magnified. That's why today is so critical. It's a cosmic opportunity to speak not from habit, but from alignment. Phrase, watch what happens when you say TS, isn't about magical thinking. It's about speaking from a space of full emotional and energetic presence. Because when you say something with your entire being, your breath, your heart, your belief, it carries momentum. Imagine saying, I am aligned with the highest version of myself. And not just saying it to fill the silence, but actually feeling it as truth in your bones. That kind of affirmation on a day like today is not just heard by your mind. It's felt by your soul, running through the park. It sends a message to the universe that you are no longer asleep at the wheel of your life. Many people wait for external signs to tell them it's time to grow, to change, to finally act. But the greatest activation happens when we stop waiting and start declaring. Today, you don't need permission. You need presence. You don't need answers. You need alignment. Speak what you wish to become. Say what your future self would say. Choose words that heal, that uplift. Words that create a future worth stepping into. And understand this: deepling words without emotion are empty. That is why the portal doesn't open for everyone. It opens for those who are willing to speak with heart, with clarity, and with courage. Don't just say the words, live them. Let them echo in your thoughts, your posture, your decisions. Let them become your new internal compass. The 77 activation portal is not about destiny coming to save you. It's about remembering that you've always had the power to rewrite the story. If you're tired of old cycles, today is the day to break them. If you've been shrinking your voice, today is the day to rise and speak. And if you've been waiting for a sign, this is it. Today, choose your words like they are the bricks of future. Speak from your highest truth. Say, I welcome clarity. I choose transformation. The park. I am already enough. Feel the shift as those words take root in your energy field. Because when you speak from that space, on a day like today, you don't just change your mindset. You activate a new timeline. Portal is open. Step through it. There are certain days in life that hold more than just time. They hold potential. July 31 is one such day. It is known by many as the 777 activation portal, a moment in time when the universal frequency aligns with something far greater than our day-to-day awareness. But this isn't about numerology for the sake of mystery. This is about understanding how energy moves, how life responds to intention, how certain days can act as powerful catalysts for internal and external change. The energy of 7077 carries a message of alignment, spiritual awakening, and divine insight. Running through the park, It's not a coincidence that 3 sevens coming together is viewed as a sign of completion and perfection. It is a number that calls for deeper awareness, a slowing down of the outer noise, and an inward turning toward clarity. On this day, July 31, you are not just being given a chance to witness change. You are being called to be the change. Words are powerful tools. They carry frequency, emotion, and programming. What you speak, especially on a high energy day, echoes beyond your physical space. It begins shaping the architecture of your life. Today that power is multiplied, but power without awareness can be wasted, running through the park. So the real question becomes, what will you speak into existence today? When you say something like, "Stepping through the park, I am stepping into alignment with who I truly am," you're not just making a nice statement. Running through the park, you're issuing a command to the deepest parts of yourself. You're reminding your soul of its purpose, and the energy of the 1770 portal amplifies that intention. It's like standing at a mountaintop and letting your voice carry across valleys. On this day, that voice travels farther and deeper than usual. But here's what many don't realize. Activation doesn't come just from saying the right words. It comes from feeling the truth behind them. You must believe what you're speaking. You must align your emotional energy with the language you use. That's when things begin to shift. That's when reality starts to rearrange itself in response to your clarity. The purpose of today is not to wish for something magical to happen to you. The purpose is to remember that the magic has always lived within you. Running the park, you are not waiting to be chosen. You were already chosen the moment you were born. Park. What's missing is not your worth or your strength. What's missing is your consistent commitment to live from that knowing. Time today to pause, breathe, reflect. Speak words of power into your space, not just for motivation, but for activation. Say, owning through the park. I let go old limitations. I allow new possibilities to find me. I trust the process and I rise above fear. I speak these not as hopes, but as declarations. When your heart and your voice come into unity, the energy around you changes. And on July 31, that change accelerates. This is your portal. Not just a spiritual doorway, but doorway into a new way of thinking, being, and living. You are not here to repeat the same cycles. You are here to evolve, to rise, and to activate a higher path. The energy of today supports that journey, but it cannot walk it for you. Use this moment. Running through, don't just consume, decide it. Let your words reflect who you are becoming, not who you've been. Let today be the turning point you look back on and say, that was the day I remembered who I really am. This is the 777 activation portal. What matters? Feel it, mean it, and watch what happens. July 31 arrives not as just another date on the calendar, but as a threshold, spiritual gateway many refer to as the 77 activation portal. This is a moment where energy, intention, and divine timing converge, offering you an open door to realign with your purpose. Awaken your inner wisdom and activate a new level of consciousness. But to understand what this truly means, you must begin by understanding yourself, your energy, your patterns, and most importantly, your voice. The number 7 represents truth, spiritual awakening, and deep introspection. When it appears in triple form 7.77, it symbolizes divine alignment and spiritual perfection. Think of it as a powerful reminder from the universe that the answers you've been seeking are not outside of you, but within you. This is not about superstition, it's about resonance. Just like a radio tuned to the right frequency receives a clear signal, run the park, your mind and soul can receive clarity when tuned to the right energy. And this day enhances that tuning, running the park. But the portal doesn't open for everyone, it opens for those who are present. For those who are aware, for those who are willing to stop living on autopilot and begin speaking life with intention. What you say today matters more than you realize, because words are not just sounds, They are frequencies. They are seeds. And when spoken on fertile energetic ground, like today, take root faster and grow stronger. The phrase, Park, watch what happens when you say teaches is not about reciting some magical sentence and expecting miracles. It is about recognizing the power of your voice when it aligns with the truth of your soul. When you say something like, I am ready to receive what's meant for me, or I step into the version of me who no longer doubts, you are not begging life for change. You are becoming the change. This is why today is so powerful. The 1770s energy invites you to leave behind the narrative of limitation and step into the narrative of alignment. But alignment doesn't mean perfection. It means choosing what is true for you, even when it's uncomfortable. It means speaking what you need to say, even if your voice trembles. It means looking at your reflection and declaring, I am more than what I've been settling for. So how do you use this portal? First, be still. The world will try to keep you distracted, but your power will never be found in noise. It's found in silence. In that quiet space, ask yourself, what do I truly want? Who am I becoming? What am I ready to release? Then, speak the answers aloud, not to anyone else, but to yourself. Let your own words become a declaration, running through the park, a contract between your current self and the higher version of you that's waiting to emerge. And remember, energy responds to emotion. Through the park, if you speak words with no belief, they have no power. But when you speak with conviction, with presence, and with heart, your words carry weight. They become commands to your subconscious and invitations to the universe. This portal is a gift. But like all gifts, Park, its value lies in what you do with it. Don't let this day pass without making a conscious shift. Say something today that your future self will thank you for. Say, release fear, or I am no longer available for the patterns that kept me small. Let those words be the spark that ignites transformation. July 31 is your invitation to activate a new chapter, a higher path, a more honest version of you. Use it, speak from your soul, and watch what happens next. There are moments in life when the universe seems to pause, when time opens up not just to pass, but to invite. July 31 is one of those moments. It is known as the 777 activation portal, a rare energetic alignment symbolized by the triple sevens. This isn't just about numbers. It's about energy, timing, and what happens when you choose to become fully conscious of your thoughts, your words, and your intention. The world may keep spinning, but for those who are ready, this day is an opportunity to awaken. Running through the park. What makes this date so important isn't just what happens in the skis or in ancient traditions. It's what happens within you. The energy of 7 is associated with spiritual awareness, inner wisdom, and truth. And when this vibration triples, it opens a doorway. But here's the true thing: the door doesn't open to something external. It opens to you, to who you really are beneath the noise, the patterns running through the fears. And the fear's a phrase that echoes in the energy of today. Park, watch what happens when you say teach yes. But that this isn't a secret code or mystical chant. Park, it's the truth that's been buried inside you. It's the words you were too afraid to say, the dreams you pushed aside, the identity you've quietly denied. Today is about giving voice to that version of yourself. Because when you speak it, you begin to become it. Your voice is not just for communication, it's for creation. Every word you speak sends out a vibration, and that vibration becomes a signal. On ordinaries, that signal may take time to ripple back, but on a portal day like July 31, the signal is amplified. It moves faster, it reaches farther. That's why today, more than ever, you must choose your words carefully. Speak not from your limitations, from your potential. Say, I am done shrinking. Say, I choose to align with my purpose. Say, I am ready to walk through the door life has opened for me. Say these things not because they sound good, but because you're finally ready to mean them. The portal responds to authenticity, not performance. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to be honest. Honest about what you want. Honest about what no longer willing to carry. Honest about what kind of life you're ready to claim. This day is about remembrance, running the park. Not of the past, but of your truth. The truth that you are not broken. The truth that you were never meant to fit into a life that makes you feel small. The truth that you were born to rise. Not someday in through the park, not when it's convenient, but now. You see, activation is something that happens to you. It happens through you. It's not a lightning bolt from the sky. It's a quiet decision in your soul. A moment when you say, no more waiting, no more hiding, I am ready. That's the moment the portal responds. That's the moment energy begins to align in your favor. So today, don't just pass time. Use time. Use your breath. Use your voice. Speak your future as if it's already here. Because in many ways, it is. All it needs is your permission. Say, I allow myself to receive. I allow myself to grow. I allow myself to step forward. This is your moment, not by accident, not by coincidence, but by alignment. Step into the frequency of 777, speak your highest truth, and watch as the world shifts to meet you. We often hear that timing is everything, and rarely does that phrase hold more truth than it does today. July 31, day marked by the powerful alignment known as the 77 activation portal. This is not about superstition or fantasy. It is about energy, consciousness, and the opportunity to activate a shift within yourself that can ripple into every area of your life. Days like this come rarely. When they do, they invite those who are willing to listen, to speak, and to transform. The number 7 represents deep spiritual insight, inner awareness, and a call to connect to something beyond the physical. When repeated 3-7-7-2-7, it creates an energetic pattern that opens a window, and through that window you can gain clarity, healing, and alignment. If you choose to step through, but this is not a passive experience. This is an active decision. Decision begins with your words. Words are not just sounds. They are commands. They are frequencies that interact with the energy around you. What you say today, especially on a high frequency day like this, running through the park, becomes more than a thought. It becomes a blueprint. And blueprints build reality. The question is, what are you building? Many people walk through life speaking unconsciously. They say things like, I'm stuck. Nothing ever works out, or I'm just not good enough. And without realizing it through the park, they speak those realities into existence. Today, you're being invited to say something different, something higher, something aligned with who you truly are, not who the world has told you to be. You see, July 31 is not just about recognizing the energy that surrounds you. It's about activating the energy within you. And activation happens when you say something real, something powerful, something true. That's why the phrase, watch what happens when you say is so important. Not because of the words alone, because of the intention behind them. Try saying this aloud. I no longer entertain the version of me that doubts. Now say, I am open to receiving what I deserve. And now say, I give myself permission to step into my power. Do you feel the difference? When you say these words with belief, something stirs inside you. Something wakes up. That is activation. That is what this day is for. But let's be clear, this portal doesn't guarantee change. It offers support for change. You still have to choose. You still have to show up through the park. You still have to be the one who says, I will no longer live below my potential. And when you say that with conviction, the universe listens. More importantly, you listen. Today is your chance to rewrite the narrative. Not because things have been easy running through the park, but because you've realized that the life you want requires a new level of consciousness. You don't have to wait for the perfect moment. You don't have to know every step. You just have to decide to speak life, decide to speak love, decide to speak truth. Say, I align with my highest purpose. Say, I release what no longer serves me. Say, today, activate my next chapter. Because when you say those words on this day, they do more than inspire you. They begin to shape you. They begin to change the way you see, the way you think, and the way you move. This is not about waiting for magic. This is about becoming the magic. You already hold the power. The portal only helps you remember. Speak boldly, speak clearly, and watch what happens next. Today, July 31, stands as more than just a date. It is a symbolic invitation from the universe. A gateway, a frequency that aligns with the 777 activation portal. In the language of energy and awareness, 7 is the number of spiritual awakening, inner wisdom, and divine insight. And when it comes 3 times 7, it becomes a powerful frequency for conscious transformation. This is not some mystical superstition. This is a vibrational alignment, a moment that calls you to pause, reflect, and declare, I am ready. What exactly are you being asked to be ready for? You're being asked to be ready to go off what's no longer aligned, to stop pretending you're powerless, to stop waiting for external validation, and instead running through the park, to speak into existence the future that's been trying to reach you. Because on a day like today, the words you speak carry more than meaning. They carry energy running through the park. And that energy can activate doors inside you that have remained closed for far too long. Words are one of the most underestimated forces in existence. We throw them around casually, unaware that each sentence carries a vibration. On regular days, words can influence. But on portal days like this, they can create. They have the power to shape, to shift, and to summon the energy that matches your intention. Running, that's why the phrase, watch what happens when you say THS, is not about magic. It's about mindfulness. It's about learning to speak not from fear, but from alignment. What should you say today? Say something you believe in that honors your higher self. Something that reclaims your inner authority. Say, I am the author of my reality. Say, I am no longer bound by who I used to be. Say, this is the day everything shifts. And here's the truth. The moment you say those words, not just with your mouth, but with your whole being, something begins to move. You may not see it right away, but the energy shifts, the path begins to open. The right ideas, people, circling through the park. And circumstances start aligning not because you forced them, but because you aligned with them first. July 31 is a reminder that the future is not waiting to arrive. It's waiting to be spoken into existence. And that's the responsibility and the gift of today. You don't need to figure everything out. You don't need a 5-year plan. Through the park, you need to be clear on what you are ready to release and what you are now ready to welcome. Let your words lead the way. If through power, it's not about perfect grammar. It's not about speaking in some mystical tone. It's about being honest, deeply, radically honest with yourself. Say what you need to say. Say what your heart has been whispering when the world is quiet. What your future self has been begging you to admit. I am capable. I am ready. I am powerful. Too often, park. People underestimate what one aligned moment can do. This is your moment. This is your window. And while the energy may be subtle to the eye, it is strong beneath the surface. Say something bold today, not for attention. For activation, declare who you are becoming, running through the park. Even if you're still figuring it out. Especially if you're still figuring it out. You don't need all the answers. You just need to say the truth what you want, the truth of what you feel, the truth who you know you're meant to be. and then into the energy that supports it. Today is the 777 activation portal. But more importantly, today is the day you activate you. Speak it, feel it, believe it, and then watch what happens. There are moments when life whispers instead of shouting. Moments when you're not pushed but gently called forward. July 31 is one of those moments, a quiet but powerful invitation known as the 7077 activation portal. It is not a date to fear or fantasize about, but a space to become more aware, more intentional, more alive to what is possible. The numbers themselves, 777, represent spiritual awakening, alignment, and divine insight. But their real power is unlocked not just by knowing their meaning, but by choosing to activate that meaning through your own presence. Activation is a choice. You are not waiting to be chosen. You are being asked to choose yourself. The 777 portal doesn't force change. It opens the atmosphere for change. It magnifies whatever you bring to it. If you bring fear, it echoes. If you bring clarity, it expands. And if you bring aligned words, spoken with belief and courage, those words can ripple out into your life with remarkable impact. This is why the phrase, watch what happens when you say, teach ice, is more than a teaser. It's a truth running through the park. Because what you say on a day like this carries weight. Words are like keys, and some of them open doors you didn't even know existed. On July 31, your words become tools of transformation. They can rewrite the direction of your focus, your energy, and your future. But it must be more than lip service. It must be spoken from within. You cannot fake alignment. You cannot activate power with doubt in your throat. You must pause, breathe, and connect to the truth of what you're ready to call in. Then, and only then speak. Say something like, I activate strength I forgot I had. Say, I no longer agree with the version of me that keeps shrinking. Say, from this moment forward, choose alignment over fear. When you speak from your center, your words become a signal. That signal informs your thoughts, your habits, your decisions, and life responds. Energy flows where intention goes, and on a portal day like this, that flow becomes faster, deeper, running through the park, and more direct. You might not see the shift in the moment, but that doesn't mean it hasn't begun. Just like a seed planted beneath the soil, the park, your words take root first in the unseen before they ever become visible in your reality. So speak with trust. Speak knowing that your words are not just for motivation. They are for activation. The transformation doesn't start when you get results. It starts when you choose new language that matches your new identity. Today isn't about being perfect. It's about being present. You don't need to say the most poetic thing. You just need to say the most honest thing. What do you want to step into? What are you ready to release? What truth have you been afraid to say out loud? Let this be the day you stop negotiating with your potential. This be the day you say, I give myself permission to evolve. I release patterns that are no longer mine to carry. I welcome clarity, power, peace into my life. The energy is here. The door is open. But no one can walk through it for you. Running through boldly today, not for the sake of noise, but for the sake of direction. Your words can align you, ground you, and elevate you. If you like 31, the 777 activation port is not about something happening to you. It's about what you choose to happen within you. Speak limit. Activate it. And then simply watch what happens.